Thought it was time for another video update of some of the progress on the theatre. Haven't done a video in a while, so I'll just take you guys for a little walk around. Not much extras to show in the video here that hasn't already been put in the threads, but just wanted to try and sort of capture a bit of a feel of the place rather than it all being photographs. The video camera does make all the lights look way more aggressive than they actually are, so bear that in mind when you're looking at the colors and stuff on this, because they look very heavily saturated. But went ahead and stained all of the woodwork. I used General Finishes gel coat. I think I got a tin down here. So General Finishes gel stain, and did the Georgian cherry, which has come out really beautiful. I'm really happy with the color of this wood. See if I can, there you go, give you an idea of the color. A really deep, beautiful sort of cherry red, but it's not too red. It looks very red on the phone here, but it's got a really nice finish to it, a real nice deep color. I'm very happy with the way it came out. So 3 coats of that all the way around, which certainly took a lot of time. And then I finished it off with a coat of their top coat, which was like a satin polycarbonate, sorry, not polycarbonate, polyurethane. Put that on. And then that allowed me to finish up plumbing in all the lighting. So we can see now that up in there we've got our hockey pucks for the display cases for the memorabilia. Now those hockey pucks are RGB, so I can change them to any color I want. Each column on its own controller, just like everything else in the room. So I can tune the color of each display box to match whatever's going to be displayed in it. Still have a couple of display boxes to wire up here and a little bit of detail work to do. The back area here, this is where my TV is going to go. This is going to be my second screen. So when it's not being used to do admin stuff on the computer, it's actually going to display artwork and still frames from movies. So kind of a digital picture frame. Below that, we're going to have some doors over those shelves there, so that'll make some nice cabinets. And then right up the top there, you can see the projector housing, which is about 2 feet deep, maybe a little over. So that should give me enough room to house whatever projector I end up going for. I am eyeing the JVC NX7 right now, but Lord knows when the finances will allow for that, especially after trying to pay for all this. So here is an example of what the columns will look like when they're finished. They got the speaker cloth over the frames, top and bottom. The bottom of every single one of these columns is going to be filled with rock wool. So that's going to give me a total of 10 bass traps around the room. And that is in addition to obviously the rather huge bass trap that I've got running under my feet the entire length of the room as well. So I'm hoping that will do a decent job of absorbing some of those bass frequencies and help with keeping the room as flat as possible without having to EQ the hell out of everything. And then of course, you guys have seen I have the RGB lighting behind every column. And then there will be wall panels that go in all of these spaces between the columns. The plan is to make the wall panels the same mesh frame setup as the columns are going to have, but just giant ones. So the walls are actually going to match the grey that's on the columns. And then the other lighting that I put in were these MicroSpots, which are awesome, and these things are tiny. They're only about 1 inch deep, the cans, and they're about 3/4 of an inch across. LEDs again, nice warm white, and they're on their own controller, which I think I have in my pocket here, so I can just pop those off. So this is like the accent light only version of the room. And then when I want plenty of light in the room, then I can put those spots on, and they do dim as well. So I can take them down pretty low when I want to. Bring them back up again. This weekend coming up, the plan is to attack the ceiling. And I'm going to go ahead and put a suspended ceiling in here, very close to the existing ceiling, but with enough space to be able to hide speakers behind it, and put some nice ornate 2x2 tiles in here to really sort of bring that lush kind of rich feel to the room, to hopefully play off the wood that I've got in here. Oh, I've got my lights going opposite ways now. I've noticed this with this controller. It's RF, and I've got two different lighting circuits, and they both sort of turn each other on and off if they get out of sync. So that's something I'm going to have to sort of work out a solution to. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but we'll see. In here, I have a piece of wood hanging out, but this is the AV closet. Unfortunately, you can't really see anything other than the accent lighting all the way around. But believe me, there are shelves and my homemade data rack in there. So that's where all the gear is going to go. Pretty happy with that. Again, this is RGB, so we can tune that to any color we want. And let's take a little walk down the other end past the stage and pop our heads in a little snacky closet in here. And we've got a little snack station there, hot dog machine. And up here, you can't see it again, but there is a microwave on a shelf here. And this downlit shelf just gives enough light in this area for you to be able to come in and do whatever you need to do as far as getting snacks are concerned, without it being overpowering and spilling out into the theatre room. So I'm pretty happy with the way that's working too. All right, I think that's pretty much it so far. The one other thing is these are all the frames for the speaker mesh. So I build a frame for each panel here, and they just pop on and off using just the little cabinet roller clips on here like this. So I'll try and put this on while holding the phone. There you go. So very easy to remove those things to get in there if I want to change the speakers or mess around with it in any way. I've done that for every single panel that's covered on the columns all the way around. So easy access, very easy to get in there. If I decide I want to change the color of the grill fabric or whatever, I just want to make the room sort of very easy to work with and work on, should I need to. And then, of course, the stage area is still needs a fair bit of work. Still need carpets, chairs, all sorts of stuff. So it ain't over yet, but it's certainly starting to look a little bit more like a theater and less like a giant black box. All right, thanks for watching, and just remember to keep following the thread for more updates.